you know, like -10. But you know, it gets properly nippy, I would say. Like my friend Jess, she's a painter, and she usually, well, she almost exclusively paints using oil paints. You know, feel free to hit her up on Tumblr and Instagram and Facebook. Just art. And anyway, the thing about oil is that it can take a long time to. No, it. There's no can or cannot or will not. It will always take a long time to dry. And you know, it's been cold. Like it'll get warm-ish, like maybe a couple days out of the week during the winter, like up to 60. But for the most part, it stays pretty cold. So it would take like an entire week, for example, for her to for her to be able to progress on a project because you know it was so cold outside. It took that long for the paint to dry. You know, paint always takes a lot longer to dry when it's cold out, especially when you have to and when you have no choice but to leave your painting outside or whatever it is that you're painting, not necessarily on canvas. So I'm like really digging this rendition of Green Sleeves. I have to play royalty-free music so I don't get in trouble. For if I ever decide to upload this to YouTube. I don't know. Before I do something like that, and I do have videos on my YouTube channel already, but I much prefer to like edit some things out. Not because they're bad things to have in, but more so I don't like dead space. A lot of dead space, dead air. No one wants to watch a lot of nothing. They want something going on, something to make them pay attention. So, but yeah. But the thing is, I really find editing tedious, and it really deters me, the tediousness of it. I like to have things done instantly, and if I can't do something within like 5 seconds or something, usually I just kind of give up on it. I just can't be bothered. Like I have, and I guess it might be partially because I'm so much of a perfectionist. Sometimes, a lot of the time, almost I would say like 96.3% of the time, I'm pretty much a perfectionist when it comes to my own works. So I would literally spend hours tweaking just like maybe a millisecond of sound in my sound editor. And I'm like there's no way I'm gonna get anything done at this rate because I'm spending so much time tweaking things until they're just right. And I can't just like leave it as is because then I wouldn't feel proud of it, and I don't want to put crap out into the world. I mean everyone, not I don't think anyone uh, necessarily intends to put crap out into the world, or that they view their things as crap before they put it out. Usually people wait until something is as good as they think it can get, and then they upload it. Usually, you know, you want to be proud of your little media baby. Media baby. Let's get that trending. Media baby. I don't know. So, I have a lot of musical tastes. You know, and I've played this game where, like, you know, try to guess what my favorite genre of music is, and or like what music, what genre do you think I listen to regularly, and based on like how I look or how I carry myself. And I think, people, I don't think anyone's ever really gotten it dead on. All the answers have always been like really interesting though. Like a lot of people would think, you know, I'm into more of that spoken word kind of stuff. The poetry set to like melody, which, you know, on the surface sounds like just regular music with words, but I mean stuff like they're not singing or anything. It's not necessarily musical in nature. It just happens to have music to go with it. But it's someone, you know, reciting a poem. Just straight a poem, not no choruses or hooks or anything, just words that tell a story of some sort, and that express some kind of feeling or idea. So, you know, and you have a fair amount of artists like that. Like the Henry Rollins Band. They're pretty cool. They're not necessarily my cup of tea, but you know, I'm familiar enough with them to say they're not my cup of tea. Or like Common, for example. He's real cool. I like him. I like his style, his aura. But yeah, a lot of people would think that I listen to that kind of stuff mostly. And the truth is I rarely listen to that. I pretty much stay in my own little box of music that I listen to. And sometimes it varies, but very rarely do I listen to anything new. Now, as I get older, I do try to branch out a little bit more. When I was younger, you know, if I found an artist that I like, I would find everything that they've ever done up until that point, only listen to that. But now I was like, I wonder what else is out there in the world. I wanted to know. And so, you know, I would be more explorative of the different kind of music people create. I like folk music. EDM is okay. You know, it's not something I would listen to like all day long. I feel it's almost too much energy. And I know that not everyone makes EDM the same. There are some people that make it kind of somber or mellow. There's others that like, you know, it's basically thrash metal, but it's EDM thrash. Yeah. And then there's some that are just kind of like, you know, really chill. And I find myself more drawn to jazz, especially as I learn more about music in general. Like I like making music. I love listening to it. I love making it. Whether you know it is via singing or playing an instrument or something. And it's I don't know. But anyway. So I really like music, and as I learn more about it, I find myself
find myself more and more drawn to jazz
because
because
it's
it's
such a
such a
technical
technical
genre.
genre.
I mean, you have you have
You have technical aspects of
pretty much
pretty much
any
any
genre of music,
genre of music,
but
but
with jazz,
with
it
jazz,
really
it
tackles the
really tackles the
fundamentals
fundamentals
of music.
of music.
Like, what
Like
is it
what
that
is it that
shapes a
shapes a
melody?
melody?
What are the ways
What are
that
the
we shape
ways that we
melody?
shape
How do we
melody? How do we
resolve
resolve
certain
certain
notes
notes
when they're thrown
when they're
together?
thrown together?
That kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff.
And it's
It's
really fascinating to me. It's like
fascinating to
an
me. It's like an exercise
of
of
working
working
within
within
the
the
rules.
rules.
It's like, how
It's like,
creative
how
can you
creative
be
can you be
given these
these
confines?
confines?
It's like,
It's like
if you had to
if you had to
do a drawing,
for example,
but you could only
but you could only draw
with your
with your
non-dominant
hand
using a
using a crayon,
and only
and only that
crayon.
color crayon.
It's like, you limit
You
yourself
limit
so
yourself
much,
so much,
but at the same
but
time,
at the same time,
there's still
there's
so
still
much
so much
nearly
nearly
infinite
infinite variety
that you can
that you can
perform.
perform.
And
And
it's the same way with jazz.
You're given
you're not necessarily
limited
limited
in terms of like instruments.
because the thing about
Because
jazz
the thing about jazz
is
is that you can
literally use any kind of instrument.
There are a lot of
There are a lot of
jazz
jazz
musicians
musicians
that
that
use electric guitars
and play them
and play them and make them sound similar to pianos. They still sound like guitars. You still know
you're listening to a guitar.
Sounds like a
instrument.
stringed instrument.
Well, I guess technically,
pianos
pianos
are stringed instruments.
But you know what I mean.
But you know what I mean.
You also
have so many that use
various
woodwind instruments
and
and brass instruments and
such, and
it's.
But the thing is,
But the thing is, like,
it is so
difficult to
repeat
yourself
in jazz.
Not that it is done. There are
apparently
really common tropes
to
to
doing
doing
jazz.
jazz.
Everyone likes
to employ because
they're easy.
Like
You have these things called
turnarounds,
which is basically
how you get yourself back to the start
of
of
a
a
pattern.
specific pattern.
But yeah, and it's just like trying to figure out what notes will resolve nicely, or like when you're looking at the notation of something. How does it look on the paper itself? Maybe someone tried to create an image, or maybe they're spelling out something. And there are challenges where it's like you have to use the specific tuning that are literally just
anagrams
made out of the
notes of the letters.
The letters of
the
notes,
notes rather.
like
I forget what they're called. The challenges, what they're called. But
basically they'll take for example the word cage.
Cage is
it's a word
that you can
spell using
the notes
of a musical scale. C is
a note, A is a note, G is a note, E is a note.
And you can
the challenge would be to create an entire song
using
using those four notes.
You can use different octaves, but you can only use those four notes. So
it's
you have stuff like
that, and you have like
dad gad, which is just drop D. I think.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. And that's a
really common tuning for
anything.
Any kind of
A lot of heavy rock uses that tuning.
But anyway,
Point is,
it's an exercise.
It's an exercise of creativity
to see what you can do with it.
So let's see.